Hi team, I would like to talk about the consulting assignment that we have a privilege of working on with you guys. So before going forward, I would like to reiterate on the objective that we are planning to target. So we trying to plan to understand the pros of setting up shared services for the teams like HR, technology, and finance, and suggest in the way the steps to happen to make it happen. So before going forward, I would like to take a step back and mention what has happened till now. So initially, what we asked you was the current format of deployment resources, and what we understand, it is that all the three departments, HR, finance, and technology, are independently handled for the individual centers, and two centers do not interact in hiring process or in other financial and tech decisions. So then we asked you with the data of individual centers separately. So so right now the proposal is to make you understand that the process that we would be following, and so that you have confidence in giving the project to us. So first of all, we would like to segment this data in this particular table format. Basically, we would like to segment it from the resource type, resources, and the amount of investment that you are doing per particular resource. So this will give us an idea that whether these two resources can be clubbed together or not. So can the same guy who is dealing, right now different guys are dealing with electric power supplier for mall and commercial. So can we have a unified location in Riyadh who deals with the electric parts procurement process for both malls and commercial? So that's what we are targeting to achieve from this. So first of all, we'll take the data from you guys, talk to malls and the commercial employees, and then we'll proceed forward with making a decision. So I'll just come to step two. So step two is basically to create a subset profile. Subset profile is basically grouping these data that we have collected over here. So grouping in the sense that if two people will be in the same group, if there is one person or one profile who is able to take care of the job responsibility of the other members in the job in that particular group. So what does essentially, in a simple language, it means that let's say if profile 1 is qualified to do the job of profile 2, then one has a subset, profile 1 has a subset as profile 2. So it means that if you shut down profile 2, one can easily take over profile two's work. So we would be basically the third step what we plan to take is that we would be meeting in groups by so we would be meeting in groups. Right now what we have done is that we have divided the problem into small parts. So there was a big problem that we were saying that how to streamline the information. So what we have done is we have divided the problem into smaller parts, and we would be calling meeting for each group, and then we will be brainstorming along with those group members as to where exactly this particular profile make more sense. So let's take an example of technology. So right now the technology team, how it is arranged is that every center uh, in Riyadh and other geographies basically have different technology team. But probably we don't need that. We can figure it out after obviously talking to those guys. But it could be one of the possible outcomes of this exercise could be that we have only one global technology team, and that is basically the technology team is responsible for the website of all the commercial products, sorry, all the companies across all the geographies. So we do not need a separate technology team in Riyadh commercial, Riyadh mall, Doha commercial, Doha residential, and all those. uh, we would also like to emphasize on what exactly would you gain after doing all this kind of work. So first of all, you would be able to reduce the cost of the resources. So right now, so hiring also takes a lot of time, and apart from that, probably the utilization that we have covered over here is not up to the mark. So it could be possible that you would be able to make your employees utilize your employees more effectively, and along with that you would save yourself time and money to hire more employees. Similarly, it also applies to procurement of resources. It could be technology resources, finance resources could be utilized across the geographies. Second thing, it will be increasing communication across geographies. So that what that help how would that help is that it will boost up the learning capabilities of individual centers, and that's why the productivity of entire ecosystem will evolve. um, there it would also apart from that, it will also increase the growth option for the team. So the team will feel more motivated, it will feel more ownership, and that's where the individual productivity will also increase. One of the most Apart from that, one of the most interesting thing what we see over here is that it will give you an opportunity to expand to newer geographies faster. So let's say you have already established a technology team globally, so you do not need to build up or recruit new technology team when you are expanding into India. So that will reduce the go-to-market time to new geographies. Um, Also, but here what I would like to call out a caveat that we have assumed that there are such teams that can be clubbed together, or there are such profiles which can be remotely working. But in case that is not, we would have to re-strategize over here. So this is the basic assumption that I think is based on which we are proposing the solution. Uh, so what exactly we would like to deliver, and till what time are we with you guys? So these are the 3-4 list of things that we plan to deliver. So we'll be essentially telling you where exactly which profile, in which center, which profile should be active and which profile should be closed, the cost benefit that you incur because of this transition, and a transition plan of profiles which are closed from one geography and have moved, and the work has moved to another geography. We are very customer focused, so we propose to stick with you till the transition has happened. We do not want to give you a transition plan and then basically we basically believe in developing long-term relationship, and we do not plan to cut down cut down on any other queries that you have for us after we have given the proposal. So we plan to see a long-term commitment from our side. Um, then coming to the point that why do we think that we are good for this kind of a job? Because of a past where we have already handled such kinds of issues. So we have, if you want, we can share the list with you that where we have handled very similar situations in the past. Coming to the last point, that what kind of team structure that will require. So we will be requiring some part-time consultant, one for each city your center is located at, so that these people can talk to the malls and commercials and the other centers locally and understand what exactly is the job profile look like. Two senior consultant, one will be me and will be my colleague, and we will be supervising all these associate consultant very closely, and they will be working under our supervision. And apart from that, we will also need some senior consultant for the meetings that we will be handling, so that we understand exactly if a profile should be shut down or if a profile can be moved to another location or not. So this is basically our proposal that we would like you to consider. Thank you.